What's up? What's up? It's the Arthur Moats Experience. I'm Arthur Moats, and you know what time it is, man. Hopefully everybody is good out there. Let's get it. Let's get it. Another beautiful day, man. Another opportunity to get up here and talk some shop, man. Got a update, obviously, man, what has been going on with training camp, man. Some of the stuff happening around Steelers Nation. Obviously, we have a new 2025 Hall of Honor class. 3 of my former teammates, so you know we got to talk about them as well, man. Should have the homie TG at 1 o'clock, a little bit early time today. My dog is in training camp schedule, so we know we're trying to be a little light on our toes, flexible and stuff like that. So we will see if we're able to connect with him at that 1 o'clock time frame today as well. But like I said, man, just enjoying, man, where we at right now, man. In the heart of it, we were supposed to have that first padded practice yesterday. Clyde with a chance of that thigh out. Unfortunately, game got called on the account of rain. All right, so today, 1:55, they should be out there, man, having that first padded practice. So super excited about that, and obviously the reports that we're going to be getting from there as well, because I mean, right now, some of the training camp stuff, man, it has been cool. It is still insightful, but it's still shirts and shorts. So we going to need them boys to put them things on, and we're going to find out who's the real ones, who's the pretend ones, all right? But that's kind of where we are at right now, man. So, like I said, man, super excited about that. And for some reason, my chat doesn't want to show up on my screen. All right, we'll make that work. We'll make some adjustments over here either way, man. But like I said, man, definitely excited though, man, about today, man. So for sure, we're gonna have a good one. Absolutely. Let's see though. I did have some stuff I wanted to get in on the front. Or not. Could be. Maybe later. But I like it. Alrighty. And it looks like Let's Go UW is already starting it off from the top rope. Got a super chat. He says, so saw the news. Sutton, I'm assuming he's talking Cam Sutton, got his charges dropped, and I think I speak for most Steelers fans when I saw good for him, but stay away from playing here. I mean, shout out to Cam Sutton. I'm glad the due process worked out the way that it was supposed to work out, and yeah, man, everybody can move forward with that, man. So that's kind of how I look at it in terms of Cam Sutton, the player. You know, I always have a difference of opinions with a lot of people as it pertains to Sutton, just because I see a lot of value in what he brings, but at the same time, he here right now, so all good, man. But like I said, man, definitely glad that everything got situated with that, man. And yeah, hopefully everything can continue on the right direction for him and all those parties that were involved with that situation, man. But yeah, man, it's just interesting time though, man. And this is the other thing that I love about, you know, training camp starting, man, when we get these like big stories coming out, not even pertaining to the Sutton stuff, but you know, you just get to look around. It's like, man, you turn the TV on, it is something happening around the league every single day. I mean, I think I just saw today, right before we was about to start the live, man. It's like, hey, my man over at Baltimore, Isaiah Likely, right? Their other, you know, super good tight end, man, is gonna have foot surgery, gonna be out, you know, 6 weeks of the season. I'm like, man, all right, now I know we got Baltimore later on down the line, but that's definitely something to, you know, make a little note of. Like, all right, let's see what that looks like as he progresses through his recovery, and what does that look like by the time we play him at the end of the season? Is it a factor? Is he still the same player, or is that one less weapon to worry about when the season gets here, man? So those are some of the things, like I said, that I do like about this time of year, man. Like I said, man, just being able to just pop in and see what, oh, okay, what's going on over there? Oh, what's happening over here? It's a beautiful time frame, man. Beautiful time frame. So definitely digging that. And yeah, man, I had to rock out with my my Dallas Wings shirt on, man. All right, shout out to old Paige Beckers over there, man. Now they had a little tough one with old Caitlin Clark, but still, man, shout out to them WNBA girls, man. They're in the heart of their season right now, so of course you got to show some love. And obviously, you know, the UConn, yeah, can't go wrong with a little UConn action. All right, that's the one right there. Shout out to Paige. All right, shout out to Paige, man. But like I said, man, it's going to be a good one, man. So let's go ahead, man, start tapping in, all right? Because like I said, we do got the homie TG tentatively at 1 o'clock. We know he's in the heart of that Norfolk State University training camp, all right? So we are going to try to stay at least somewhat on schedule, somewhat in the ballpark, but we shall see, because y'all know how it was last time we was up here. Now that I think about it, last time we was up here, we was doing the joint stream. It was me and Tanisha. Now that I think about it, shout out to Tanisha from the Really Flawed Really Flawed Football YouTube channel, man. It looks like y'all continue to enjoy the content that me and her put out, man, the joint live streams. But yeah, last time we was tapped in, we was doing the joint live, which was pretty cool, man. Seeing a lot of y'all up there. Shout out to Rod Dollar, shout out to Mike Hood, shout out to the gang and them. A lot of y'all was showing love. Definitely appreciate it on a Friday too. All right. Right now we still, playing around with these days and times and stuff like that. But to pull up on a Friday and see y'all rock out like that, man, definitely salute to y'all, man. All right. So like I said, man, you will be seeing more of that type of content though, man. More of me and her doing stuff together. And like I said, man, just talking about this squad, man, especially now that we're about to start getting games. I mean, August 9th? That's 2 weeks away, man. We're going to have a preseason game, man, versus the Jacksonville Jaguars, man. So, like I said, super excited about that. We also got plenty of content that is dropped from Mark Bergen. You'll be seeing more and more of him as you already have been seeing. But, yeah, man, like I said, man, definitely like how y'all are engaging with his content as well. And, man, we'll probably get back on, man, soon. Very, very soon, because we know we got games coming up and we got to talk that ball. We got to talk shop, all right? So y'all definitely going to want to tune in and tap in for all of that content that is coming as well. And, of course, man, for the rest of the gang, man, the TG, Garvin's Garage, Dom, Tyler, and company, man, we're going to keep the content rolling, man. Now that the season is here. It's here. We're like right on the edge of it. It's like I can see it. We're in training camp. We got a game in 2 weeks. I can see it. So super excited about all of that. But with that being the case, man, let's start the show like how we always do. Y'all know we can't get all the way in it until we get all the way in it. All right. So you know the drill. Hit the like button one time for the coach. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel. But more importantly, drop it in the comment section where you're tuning in from. So that way I can give you that big boy shout out to start today's show. Where are we tuning in from? Where we're tuning in from? Okay, shout out to Wendy Johnson in the 562, Long Beach, California. Always got love for the LBC. Then we got the homie Chris Hobson all the way out in the 724, Irwin, PA. Shout out to Irwin. Let's get it. Let's get it. And the birthday boy, X Concepts in the 724, Claridge, PA. Of course, we got to drop a podcast on your birthday. And he says it's helping him finish his shift the right way. Well, more importantly, man, enjoy your birthday. Don't work too hard on your birthday. Hopefully you enjoy this content dropping on your birthday. And then after that, man, you turn up and enjoy the rest of your born day. Let's get it. Let's get it, baby. Love that. Love that. Let's see. We also got the homie Hannibal in the building checking in from the 770 ATL. Shouty. Shout out to Atlanta, man. Gotta have love for hot Atlanta down there, baby. Let's get it. Let's get it. Who else? Oh, James Hill in the 901 Memphis 10. Shout out to Memphis, Tennessee, baby. AKA Memphis, Tennessee. I need it, baby. I need it. And of course, man, when we think Memphis, I got to talk that Calvin Austin, man. Mr. Speed Demon himself, baby. Expecting big things from Calvin Austin this year as well. So salute to all the Memphis people in the building. Black, I want to call you Blake Hillbilly. Lord have mercy. Black Hillbilly 1969 in the 972 Oak Cliff, Texas. Shout out to Oak Cliff, Texas. And then I will end it with the homie Rashawn Jones, all the way in the 732 Neptune, New Jersey. Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So shout out to everybody that is here. And I do see you also, Brandon Griffin and Matthew McKinney as well, man. Y'all don't forget to hit that like button, though. And like I said, man, subscribe if you are new to the channel. Had another super that came in from the homie Let's Go UW. Always appreciate you showing love the way that you do. And he says, got to ask Mr. West Virginia University, Mr. WTG himself, Terence Garvin, what he thinks of his new running back commit to West Virginia, Sir Paul Cheeks. Yes, that is actually his name. I'm aware. Need him and General Booty to play on the same team. I already know, bro. I already know. Look, college football got some names out there right now. It's some names that are circulating, and I'm just like, yeah. We either going to be really childish about this come game day, come when we playing NCAA, come when we're talking highlights and all the social media parts, or we're going to try to be mature. I haven't made up in my mind which version I'm going to be just yet, so I can't even lead the charge on this, all right? As much as I would love to sit up here and be so just mature about Sir Paul Cheeks. I'm just like, bro, You know it. I'm with you, okay? I get it. So yeah, one of these days I'm gonna be mature. I'm gonna try to grow up. I don't know if it's gonna be today, so y'all just bear with me, all right? But yeah, man, there's some names floating around right now, man. It's for sure some names. But shoot, even thinking about the college game right now, man. Wow, what about that Deion Sanders thing, man? I was not expecting, it to be that significant, man, in terms of having a bladder removed. Like, bro, woo, cha. But super happy to see, man, that my dog Prime was able to pull through, everything be good, all the cancer removed, and it looked like he was back on the coaching field at Colorado. I think it was a day or two ago, man. So that was also pretty cool as well, man, to see, like I said, one of my personal all-time favorites, one of the dudes that when I first started playing football, that was the guy that I emulated and, tried to replicate what he was doing professionally, trying to do that, in my little youth league over in Azalea Gardens and Park Place, and growing up out and where I was growing up at, what I'm saying, bandana on me, man, feeling good. But it is good to see that one of my childhood heroes is still out here kicking and feeling good. So shout out to Coach Prime. All right, shout out to Coach Prime. But let's go ahead, man, and get with this first topic, which I think should be training camp. Yeah, I love it when a plan comes together. Shout out to the editing team. Shout out to my dog Dom as well, man, behind the scenes, but always keeping me crispy, man, with the edits, with the graphics. Gotta love it. Got to love it, baby. But with that being the case, though, man, like I said, we are 4 practices in, going on our first official padded practice. So basically the situation was this, man. Dude started practice obviously last week. I believe it was the 23rd. Was it 23rd or 25th? Yeah, 23rd was when they had first reported. Obviously 24th, 25th, 26th, where they're entry acclimation period practices type things like that. Then we had the rain out. What was that, yesterday? So they ended up being in the gym. But first pad practice gonna be today, man. I mean, it was pretty dope. Also, man. Looking at some of the Steelers broadcast stuff, man, obviously co-workers and stuff, man, when you're talking Missy Matthews, Max Starks, but man, seeing them doing their Steelers update from training camp in their full pads, Max got the helmet on, I'm like, yo, y'all are cutting up, man. Salute to those dudes, man. Always a blast, man, when I get to work with them as well, man. But when you're talking about, just where we at right now, man, with this pads coming out officially today, I'm excited, man, because like I said, this is where we're going to get that next step, take that next, step towards the progression of winning a championship, man. We can't get to actually playing real football without these pad things, man. Them Rydels, them pads, man, get on them shoulders and get out there and hit a little bit, man, because now we're going to get to see the answer to some of those questions that we have, man. When we're talking about the elements of, number one, are you willing to put your face in the fan? Specifically, when we're talking about our offense, right? Backs on backers, running backs. Jaylen Warren, we know you will hit. We know you are an absolute dog. I mean, dude, you look at Jaylen Warren's track record, training camp to regular season, he is hitting folk. He is laying people down. So to me, that's something that I feel confident in. But Caleb Johnson, new guy to the fold. Love his size, but can he block on the same type of level that we were getting from Jaylen Warren and even Najee Harris at times, right? So it's more than just being a runner. It's more than just being able to catch. Can you block as well? Because we're going to need somebody to stand in there for Aaron Rodgers when it's time for him to take that shot deep to DK and company, man. Somebody's going to have to stand up and take on that blitzing linebacker, man. That guy that's coming down the middle, free, unabated, and you got to put your face in the fan and you can't cut him. You got to sit there like a big dog. These are the things that we're going to get those answers to, man. I love that when you put the pads on. I'm also loving the fact that, man, we talk about these young tackles, right? And Broderick Jones, we know that's a name that has been circulating. It's had some varying reports around him. I'm interested to see, though, now that we're going to have pads on, some of the concerns about obviously him being a little bit lighter. Yeah, all right, he went through the body transformation. We all go through it. Some dudes, you go super duper, ultra, try to get, elite level health. And then others, you kind of work it back. But either way, I'm interested to see how he responds in pads. Because when you're in shirts and shorts, man, some dudes are just bad matchups for you, man. Some dudes, when they get off that rock in them shirts and shorts, you're like, bro, I can't get that. But then you put those pads on, you got a better chance. And that's the thing that I'm ready to see with Broderick specifically at left tackle, because we've only known him at right tackle professionally. And we know that we've had some very up and down returns on that investment, so to speak. But to me, I just think that the more reps he's going to get over there at left tackle, the more opportunities he's going to get comfortable, and more importantly, man, get acclimated to the speed and just the different styles of rushers that you face sometimes at the left tackle spot. Those are the things that, to me, I'm excited to see about Broderick. But these pads coming on, that's how we get there, because we're going to get that one-on-one pass rush. And to me, one-on-one pass rush, it's a drill that, to me, as outside linebacker, you should never lose it. But at the same time, man, these offensive linemen, they're just as gifted, just as talented, and they belong at this level. But it also is that whole iron sharpening iron mentality when you're able to go best on best, man, good on good, and back to back reps. You're just getting after it. Coach T over there hyping it up. But this is what you want. This is the intensity that's going to ultimately help, mold Broderick into that tackle that we want him to be. Ultimately molding a Troy Fautano into that tackle that we want him to be. And we obviously know about these interior offensive linemen, man. Guys like Zach Frazier, Derek Harmon, guys like Y.A. Black, Mason McCormick. I'm like, man, pads, baby. This is what we need, man. Shoot, I'm over here eyeing up what day I'm going out there. I was like, you know what? Probably won't hit it over the weekend because I don't get too many weekends off once the fall hits. In fact, in about 3 weeks, I'll be on the high school football circuit calling Friday night games. And then, we're working on Sundays as well, baby, right? But I'm over here like, you know what? I'm going to have to peek out there next week sometime, man. Catch me like a Tuesday, Wednesday, one of the middle day week practices, man. All right, I'm going to have to pull up over there, man. But yeah, the pads coming out, man, that to me is always exciting because that is the real start of camp for my eyes, man. It's like, yo, that shirts and shorts, man, we still do OTAs. I want the thumping because now all those fast guys, this is where the dudes like me who, all right, people say, man, at the NFL level, we're all great athletes. We don't feel like that at the NFL level because we're amongst those athletes. How can I be a great athlete when I'm looking at Antonio Brown, right? How can I be a great athlete when you're seeing a Martavis Bryant? So this is the part that we love when you put them pads on, because now we get a chance to say, you know what? All you little fast guys, all you little zoom dudes, let me see what that look like when I hit you with this thing. When I hit you with that. That's the beauty of the game of football. And that's why the team concept is so prevalent at this level and specifically with this sport. And I think that's why I love it so much, because it's so inclusive. It's not a sport where we're just out here like, yo, man, just do whatever. No, man. It's not a one man can just take over. Like, you got to operate together and everybody has their things. You listening to the different interviews, right? Guys like Robert Woods talking about, being the more steady veteran player, right? But we know he's going to do a lot of that dirty work, the blocking stuff, right? But then we're also looking at the DK to Aaron Rodgers connection. And it's like, man, we want that to be better. They're getting those reps out there, but these are the dudes that we're leaning on. These are the guys that we're going to need, so to speak, man, to really step that thing up. But this is the time frame for that. This is when they're going to get those opportunities. And like I said, that padded element, man, it goes to another level, man. And X concepts, you gotta chill, man. You gotta chill because he wants to get this training camp, right? This is what I love about training camp. You get all the stories. My man said, yeah, Christian Wilkins loves the game of football. Yeah, emphasis on the ball part, a little too much. And yes, from what I have heard out there, wowzers. Yeah, man, not cool, bro. It's not cool. Everybody don't play like that, bro. And you're like him specifically. I'm like, yo, you're a little too big to be playing like that because you're not a guy that somebody's just gonna be able to just easily move you away. You're a whole 300-pound like grown man. Somebody might hit you with a stool. You see where I'm on with, right? So yeah, man, like you got to be careful with that type of stuff. And once at that level, man, dudes communicating to management that, hey, I'm not okay with this. That is where you obviously have to take it to a next level of a level of seriousness, because we're all men before we're football players, man, and we're alphas on top of that. And it's not even an issue of a dude being afraid of anybody, because at that level, nobody is afraid in that capacity, but it's more so you understand the consequences of your actions. So you're conscious and you're, aware of that. But it's like, man, to prevent something major from happening in terms of escalation, because when large dudes like Wilkins gets to playing and doing that type of stuff, man, and dudes aren't comfortable with it, the next course of action is I got to do something to make him no longer feel the desire to be going around and kiss people. All right. Cause yeah, bro, that's just a lot, bro. That's a lot. Regardless of the intent, it's just a lot, especially when dudes aren't on that, man. So it's like, if your dudes, your teammates communicating, they ain't with that, bro, you got to chill. When we get it, man, locker room culture is very different than a lot of places And trust me, man, you get that locker room, you be like, bro, you see hear some weird stuff. You hear some stuff. You just like, bro, this is just chaos. This is crazy. But at the same time, it's a healthy respect in there too, man. And when that line is crossed, it's like, bro, this is going to go left yesterday. All right. If you don't step in here, management, somebody step in here. Collegially, it's usually when the coach got to step in, right? Professionally, it's when management got to step in. But every once in a while, and for me, I was fortunate enough, man. I played, collegially 4 years. You have experience or two, man, where you do see stuff like that. Play professionally for 9 years. You have an experience or two where, you do see where management has had to step in for various reasons. But when it's, to that point where it's spilling over into the locker room, because that is very different. It's very different than you playing outside. It's very different than you being on the football field and you guys get into a tussle or a dude smacking you on your butt, doing whatever on the field. That's way different than when you talk about that locker room. You like, hey, bro, what's the context? Like, when you just throwing around kissing forehead, like, what's the context on that, man? Are we talking like, you're fresh out of practice, you kiss me on the forehead, or just fresh out the shower? You see, it's levels to it, right? All right, now. So that's the part where we like, everybody don't play like that, man. And I just think that you got to understand who you are working with and who you are playing with, and understanding that everybody needs to be on the same page with the joke. Otherwise, it's not a joke. All right. And when it's not a joke, it becomes something else. And you obviously see how people react, man. So, we will see, though, man. But hopefully everything can get worked out with all of that, man. In terms of Christian, I know he's about to be on a fight for, 30 plus millions in guarantees that obviously Vegas is trying to recoup. This is the weird side of the business, man, where you're about to see, okay, NFL going at the player, and now you got, PA supporting them, but at the same time, internally, it's like, hey, bro, we ain't really on what he's on right now. So, it's a lot, man, but I'm glad that's over in Vegas. All right, shout out to Vegas. Keep Pittsburgh, baby, all right? Shout out. But, man, definitely one of those things, though, man, when you're talking about that training camp element, though, man, these are all the things that pops up, man. So, yes, we want people that love football. Emphasis on the football portion, not just ball or just foot. All right. So there we go, man. But more importantly, man, if y'all enjoy what we on today, man, as we are recapping and updating on the Steelers training camp 2025, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. You know what time we on, baby. Other thing I would say is this, though, man. I'm liking what I am hearing about some of the veteran players, man. Guys like obviously Patrick Queen, but more importantly, Jalen Ramsey, man. That versatility, man, the way that he's been moving around, we know the next element of his game is the physicality, putting them pads on, and I don't have any hesitation about his production continuing on because that's who he's been throughout his tenure in the NFL. But what I am enjoying is still seeing how he's able to hop on essentially a moving train here. Remember, we just traded for him, right? Not even was that 3 weeks ago. So it's like, man, for him to be able to come in here and we're already utilizing him outside corner, inside corner. You're seeing his versatility, even getting an interception as well in this process. To me, that's positive. That's one of those days where it's like, man, I want to see the guys that I'm going to be leaning on this year making plays. I want to see the guys that we're going to be highly compensating this year stand out, be talked about, flash. We want to be able to just show up and be like, you know what? That player right there looks different. That's what we're looking for. That player right there. Oh, yeah. I didn't even have to know who he is, but he is a guy. We should be able to put Jalen Ramsey in number 98, and it still doesn't matter. He back that thing cooking because it's like, certain players, they should jump off the screen. And that is, what's been happening with a guy like Jalen Ramsey. So I do like that. Patrick Queen as well, man. Both of those dudes have been productive. And obviously, this is still shirts and shorts time frame. But I like it, though. And when you think about for both of these dudes, man, coming into this season, man, both on the NFL top 100 list. So league-wide, they're coming in with a certain reputation as well. And then when you're talking about the compensation that goes with both of those dudes, it's like, yeah, man, both of these dudes take up a nice part of the defensive payroll. We know the big payroll is obviously big, but seeing both of those dudes, man, being able to be early contributors, being able to fly around out there, especially in the secondary, something that we had concerns about last year, man, right? There were times where we're like, we're not getting enough production. We're not getting enough splash. But it's like, all right, these are the type of dudes, man, that can help us. These are the type of dudes that we're going to specifically be looking to give us that production, to give us that splash, man. And they're both super capable of that as well, man. So I'm liking that. Obviously, we know it's still in the non-padded portion, man. They about a little bit over an hour away. You know, like I said, 1:55, man. They will be taking the field today, man, for their officially first official padded practice of the 2025 season. But some other notables, man. Some of these rookies, man, they've been flying around, man, flashing, and I do like it. Now, granted, like I said, everything that you're hearing me saying right now, I'm not even going crazy on it because the acclimation period of training camp to me is the extended version of mini camp and OTAs because you're just helmets and shorts. You're not hitting just yet. So when I think of, Caleb Johnson and how he's been flashing, looking good, showing some nice quickness. When I think of Will Howard, some of his decision making, how he's getting rid of that ball. When I'm looking at Derek Carmen, how he's flashing around as well. And even, dudes, the some of the younger back end dudes, Carson Bruners, Deontay Kents and stuff like that, or Dante Kents and stuff like that. It's just kind of like, yeah, I'm excited. I'm liking the reports. I'm liking the clips that I'm seeing as well. But at the same time, I'm taking it with a grain of salt because these pads are going to change a lot. And that's how it works. The pads, they bring a certain level of physicality. They also bring a certain level of mental, where you're impacted by that because now you got questions. Yeah, do I really want to go across that middle knowing I might get hit in the face? Am I really trying to stand up in here and block this linebacker Malik Harrison that's running down this A gap? It felt way easier in shirts and shorts until he dropped that thing on me. Man, did you really make that tackle on Caleb Johnson? That one-on-one tackle in the alley, Mr. Safety? Or did he run through that? Like, these are the things that get rectified. These are the things that we get clarity on, man. And I think, like I said, it's super important. So like I said, those are the dudes, though, man, that you've heard me talk about that I am excited for. And more importantly, man, these are the dudes that I think that, as we continue to see, like I said, first padded practice today and these next couple of padded practices, we know Friday Night Lights is also this week. I think that it's going to be important, man, that, we do kind of keep an eye on some of these dudes, man, especially those younger cats, man, to see how they're going to be developing because some of these dudes, obviously Caleb Johnson, Derek Harmon, we're leaning on them early this year, man. They're going to be out the gate playing, impactful snaps. So we need to see how quickly those dudes can get up to speed and staying healthy in that process as well, man. But like I said, man, definitely liking what I'm seeing with all of those dudes right now, man. And yeah, like I said, man, hopefully we'll get even more positive reports from training camp later today, man. But like I said, man, you already know the drill. Hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe either if you are new to the channel, man. Let's see, man, how y'all are feeling, though, as it pertains to training camp, man. All right, let's see. But I say, because so far, so good, man. And let's see. Okay. But like Hannibal bringing up how so far everybody's been relatively healthy. We do like that. And that's the part. Those are always my concerns, right? When we start putting them pads on, Coach T got a physical camp. All right. Super physical, but it's not a fighting camp. He's real specific. This is not an MMA camp. All right. We want tough guys, but we don't want MMA fighters. All right. That's his thing. But to me, it's like, man, I'm ready. I need to see it, man. But nobody getting hurt. We need to be healthy going into the season because we know the impact of health. And if we got our guys, we got a chance. We got a lot of pieces. Now, we know we're going to need some development. We're going to need some production, specifically in that upfront offensive line unit because there is some youth there. But if health can do what it's supposed to do, we got a lot of talent in place on this specific roster right now, man. And that's the thing, like I said, that is very exciting to me, man. Thomas Wilson bringing up Peyton Wilson. He says Peyton Wilson is going to go crazy this year. I agree, man. That's a dude that you obviously got to keep your eyes on, man. Super excited about what he did last year as a rookie. Not just playing against the run, showing some of that physicality, showing, I told you, man, this first play in the NFL is day going, you backdooring something, man. You just see it and shoot the gap. I'm like, oh, you really trust yourself. Like, you really know what you're doing. Like, yeah, that's different, man. But to me, when I think of Peyton Wilson, I'm like, man, not just the run element, the coverage part. We know the big interception he had last year against, was that Justice Hill? He was in coverage against Lamar Jackson, throwing the wheel route to him, and he ultimately goes up there and takes it. Insane play. To me, though, that's Peyton Wilson. I think that he is more than capable of not just those type of plays, but even going a step further to where we're like, man, it doesn't matter who their marquee tight end or running back is. This is a guy that size-wise, he matches up. amazing size on him, amazing athletic traits, right? But he also has the smarts. He also has the athleticism to be able to move side to side and things like that. And like we said, man, that's why, to me, that's a first round talent. We know the injury history was what knocked him down, but this is what you want to see. And hopefully, man, the group, Patrick Queen and Malik Harrison and company, will also be able to complement Peyton Wilson and kind of, not take some of the load off of him. But, man, if multiple options are available, now we don't have to necessarily feel like we got to use Peyton Wilson at everything, man, where, that body will break down a little bit sooner rather than later. And don't forget, obviously, me and TG obviously are fans of Mark, but TG love, that's his, he's been hollering about him. That's his dark horse guy forever. Mark Robinson, man. We know that's Mr. C-ball, hit ball, and we know what he does on special teams as well. But these are the type of dudes, though, man, that I'm excited about in that group because they're all going to push Peyton as well, man. But Peyton, to me, man, is ready. It's time for him to take that year 2 leap. I think that he is a prime candidate for that, man. Obviously, we know Zach Frazier, Mason McCormick on the offensive side of the ball as well. But Peyton Wilson, to me, man, I'm super excited about him, man. It's just where he's at physically, mentally, and just being more comfortable in this defense. Now, granted, he's going to have a new position coach, right? We know Aaron Curry had left, right? But as a whole, man, you're working with the dude that has, ultimately been one of the orchestrators of a Micah Parsons, one of the orchestrators of a Jalen Smith, those guys over in Dallas. So that's the other part where I'm like, okay, we should feel good about Peyton Wilson as well, man. So shout out on that one, man. Shout out to Let's Go UW. He says it feels weird having so many former Ravens over here. I mean, shoot, man. We do keep adding to him, right? Chuck Clark, man. I do like Chuck Clark, though, man. I will say something in my eye. But I will say with Chuck Clark is this, man. Like I said, physical, man. He's going to hit, but he's a smart player, man. Starter. When I did the video when we were talking about Chuck, and obviously when me and Tanisha were on, we were talking about Chuck Clark signing here. It's like, man, this dude has started over, 60, 70 games at the NFL level. And specifically in the AFC North, man, being with the Ravens, a double-digit starter on multiple occasions, man. A dude that hovers in that 70 to 80 tackles per season range as well. You can never have enough physical secondary players, man. Dudes that are willing to tackle, dudes that are willing to put their face in the fan, and dudes that have that type of experience and starter experience specifically. Juan Thornhill, I'm super excited about as well. But to me, they're two different players, man. One is a little bit more of the finesse ball hawk. Let me get after it that way. The other one is like, man, I'm hitting you, man. And I think that that's the cool part about what we're doing on that back end with these different pieces and how they're all going to kind of complement each other, so to speak. Because we obviously know with no Minkah Fitzpatrick, that's tough. That hurts. So how do you offset the loss of a Minkah? Well, you have to go and find guys like Juan Thornhill, guys like Chuck Clark. We got a Deshaun Elliott as well. Those Swiss Army knife types, right? The Jalen Ramseys of the world, the Darius Slays of the world, man. This is how you make up for the loss of Minkah Fitzpatrick while still getting better on paper in that same secondary when you bring in a Jalen Ramsey and Darius Slay as well, man. So, like I said, man, I'm with you. I will say this, though, in a positive light. Granted, the Ravens still suck. They're terrible. We don't like them. They're, like I said, rat birds, bottom feeders, whatever you want to call them. But they do a good job of, being a good little brother. And what I mean is that they try their hardest to follow our lead. They try their hardest to get players that look like us, that play like us. And, on occasion, they might hit it. So when they do, we take them. I.e. Deshaun Elliott. I.e. Malik Harrison. And now Chuck Clark. It's like, all right, you know what? Y'all got a couple guys. Y'all got a couple. We take them. All right, come on. We get up off your hands, man. Y'all was using it wrong. All right, you made it a hot line. We made it a hot song. All right. That's how we look at any of these Ravens dudes that, come over here and play with us as well, man. But yeah, I could definitely understand what you're saying, though, man. We do. Is there any other former Ravens on our squad right now that I think about it? And Patrick Queen. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank on PQ. That's the former Raven. Absolutely, man. But like I said, they was using them wrong. So that's what we had to take them, man. All right. So definitely dig in that, man. Alrighty. Oh, and that's a good question, Hannibal. He says, so will Chuck Clark complement or compete with Juan Thornhill? To an extent, yes. And more importantly, the reason I say that is this, man. Deshaun Elliott is our full-time strong safety. Like, he's not coming off that field. So in that vein, it's like, man, guys like Chuck Clark and Juan Thornhill, even though with Chuck specifically, he does have more of that Deshaun Elliott type. I mean, even his frame, right? I mean, one's 6'2", one's like 6'209", I think it is, right? In terms of the difference on them. Both of those dudes play in a little bit more of that similar physical type of brand. And that's the thing that, like I said, to me, they both kind of fall in the same space. But when I look at dudes like obviously Juan Thornhill, you go back to his time when he was in Kansas City, and that's where you would see more of that ball hawking, more of those interceptions, man. During his time out there, I want to say he had, it was eight or nine picks during his time out there. But prior to him starting to deal with some of that health stuff, man, that was where you would really see him kind of shine, so to speak, man. And like I said, for him, he's still going to give you 50, 60 tackles, but he's not that same true like box safety like when we talking to Deshaun Elliott or even a Chuck Clark. But what I will say about both of those guys, a little bit different than when we talked about having Terrell Edmunds here. With Edmunds, we said, man, he's a safety, but still has more of that linebacker mindset. To me, Juan and Chuck still are more safeties first than true like, or specifically Chuck, than true like, yo, I'm going to get in here and I'm trying to be a linebacker or a will linebacker, Jamal Adams type. So that's kind of how I see it. But because of Deshaun Elliott already being cemented here, you have to find ways for, you know, a Juan Thornhill or even a Chuck Clark to have an impact, to be able to get out there. And the best way to do that is have them competing at the opposite spot. So that is why, from my eyes, I see those two dudes really having to go at it. But also, I could also see them when we're going into our three safeties package, right? Chuck Clark, Juan Thornhill, and Deshaun Elliott, you feel really good about, you know, because you've like, man, I got a guy that can really cover. I got a guy that can cover really good. And then I got some dudes that can really get after it in terms of stopping the run. They're not afraid to, you know, come up here and tackle ball carriers. I mean, one of my favorite plays from Deshaun Elliott last year was him in the playoffs, man, one-on-one open field tackle against Derrick Henry. It's like, bro, that is not an easy play. A lot of dudes find bad angles. They get real creative. You're like, bro, what did you see to make you take that angle? Oh, he saw Derrick Henry. He just didn't want to get ran over, so he took a bad angle on purpose. It's like, nah, man, Deshaun Elliott, he's stepping up. He's sitting in your face and he's knocking you back. That, to me, man, was one of my favorite Deshaun Elliott plays. And I think that he's a true tone setter on that back end. And those are the things that when we're just saying, man, how this translates, right? When we're bringing these dudes in, how are they going to be able to step up? How are they going to be able to have an impact that might, you know, it still is felt, but it's just felt differently than a Minkah Fitzpatrick. This is the way that all three of those guys are going to be able to do it. I look at it and I say the sum will be better than the whole, right? All three of those guys working together are going to be better than one individual player trying to replace Minkah. But that's the part, man, that all three of those dudes, I think they all share a little bit of that craziness on the back end where they will hit you, but they're playmakers. And I think that that's what we're going to need, man. And a guy like Jalen Ramsey, I think, is the perfect complement to that as well because of his versatility also, man. So, like I said, man, we will see on that. We will see. But, yeah, definitely liking what we on, man. Definitely liking what we are on. Shout out to the chat as well, Mike. Cuz you funny. My man say, yo, love Minkah. Just not in the Wilkins way. Hate to see him go. Yeah, that makes two of us, man. All right, I love Minkah as well. Not in a kiss you on the forehead type of way either. All right, I save all forehead kiss for wifey. All right, yeah, it's weird. All right, it's weird. Don't kiss another man. That's just weird. All right, especially in the locker room, unless he wants it. All right, some of the dudes, they're accepting of it. They be like, yo, kiss me on the forehead. It's cool. All right. But not everybody is on that. All right. So if you're not on that, man, just communicate it ahead of time, baby. That's all. Just got to communicate it. Just got to communicate it. All right. But yeah, man. So shout out to Minkah, man. But yeah, man, I'm loving what we're getting though right now, man. Shoot, I was even excited, man. And this is probably, you know, my last thing I have on training camp before I talk about this next topic as well. Unless, obviously, I got some more questions and stuff like that. But shoot, man, watching Aaron Rodgers, he was doing an interview, I believe it was with Kyle Brandt. I think it was for NFL. Was it football is back weekend, right? For Steelers for a training camp, right? Where league wide, I think it was Saturday or Sunday, man. They had all the at every training camp, NFL Network was broadcasting live there. And Aaron Rodgers, they were asking him about with Terry Bradshaw, his comments about, him, going out there, chewing bark, being in the darkness and all this other stuff. And everybody, I was like on my edge, was on the edge of my seat. I'm like, oh God, how's he gonna respond? Are we gonna get nice Rodgers? Are we gonna get like the little touch of arrogant Rodgers? Or are we gonna get the team guy? You know what I mean? And it was I loved the response. I loved the response. He's like, I know Terry. Terry doesn't really know me, but I think if we actually got to hang out, he would see that we got a lot of common. Like he actually like. I'm like, yo, you know what, Rodgers? If you could keep that up, if you could keep that energy, man, I think you're going to love it. I think the people are going to love you. You hear guys like Robert Woods talk about, man, Aaron Rodgers, man, he does a good job right now, man, just trying to connect with all the players, man, on the field, off the field, staying after late with some of the guys, man, just hanging out. I'm like, all right, Rodgers, you giving us the vibes. You're one of us vibes. That's what the guys want. That's what the guys need. If you could be that leader and be that dog and give them that, man, we got a chance. We cooking with grease over here, baby. All right. So I am enjoying that, man. But like I said, man, we will see, because this is when it is supposed to be like that. It is supposed to be all nice because we haven't had any real adversity. We haven't had a loss, right? Nobody is getting publicly ridiculed for a bad performance or a questionable call or anything like that. So it should be all positive, and that's what I am enjoying the most right now, man. As we're getting these training camp reports as well, man. But like I said, man, if y'all enjoy what we on, man, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. We are new to the channel. Let me tap in, see if the homie TG, how we got. All right. So I've shot the early message to him. Hey, bro, just know I'm ready. Whenever you're ready. All right. 1 o'clock. Let's get after it. All right. Let's get after it. But anywho, man, I got to have a little fun, man. I got to talk about the guys. We got a new Steelers Hall of Honor class of 2025. And a class that, to me, oh, man, this is a little different because these are like my guys. These are my guys right here, man. Oh, super excited. But obviously we know the big three that did get inducted into the Steelers Hall of Honor 2025 class this year. Joey Porter Sr., linebacker, 5'5". Oh, man, that's the guy. You already know what time he's on. My dog, man, Marquise Pouncey, man. We know Fitty Trey. You know what he gonna do. The Goons, leader of all the Goons. And then, of course, man, the captain. I'm talking Mr. 7, Big Ben, Mr. Jet. You know what I'm talking about, man, when we talk about Big Ben, baby. Ben Roethlisberger also getting into this thing as well. Steelers Hall of Honor. But, man, all three of those dudes, like I said, hold a place in my heart, man. I can go down the list, man. Obviously, when I think Joey Porter, we know, and I'm not going to bore you guys with all their individual accolades, right? The All-Pros, the franchise records, the 98 career sacks, the first center in NFL history to be Pro Bowler his first 2 years out the gate, right? We ain't got to get into all that, right? Or, hey, man, this guy is fourth all the time on fourth quarter comebacks or in wins, or this dude is, man, in terms of passing yards, touchdowns. This is like, we know all of those. Those are the who's, man. These are the guys, the guys, right? Legendary guys, man. Future gold jacket guys as well, more importantly, man. But when I think Joey Porter, man, Joey Porter Sr., man, got to start with him, man. Obviously, man, that's the 5'5", man. That's the dude, pass rusher, man, a cat that even back in my day in high school, right? Two dudes that I remember doing their celebrations, man, getting into college. Two dudes I remember, hey, man, I didn't do them in game because you get in trouble. But when we out, man, we doing these celebrations, man, it was lights out. Got to hit the light switch. And that day going Joey Porter, that peasy, that kick. Oh, distinctly remember, yeah. And then hitting with the kick at the end of it, man. Why? Because, man, that's 5'5". That's Joey Porter. That's lights out, man. To me, those were the guys that I put on pedestals, man, as pass rushers, man, growing up. Those are the dudes that, man, I wanted my game to be like. I'm like, yo, if you're Joey Porter, man, you are a animal. Not only are you killing folk on the field, but, man, you'll punch a dude in the face. You'll whoop tail off the field as well. I absolutely loved that about those dudes specifically, man. Like I said, man, knowing Peasy, man, also, man, getting a chance to go from being the fan of his game to then make it to the NFL and, being here. And it's like, yo, man, I'm still like, yo, that's Joey Porter. Like, yo, it's Peasy. That's 5'5". You know what I mean? By then, it's Miami and Arizona. But I'm like, yo, that's still 55. And then to get the opportunity to come here and him be my coach, right? Obviously, Joey Porter, man, my first year in 2014, he was the assistant linebacker. I don't think he was even called the assistant linebacker coach. I think it was like almost like a GA type thing, man. But he was working with Keith Butler. He would Butts was the linebackers coach for inside and outside, but it was Joey Porter and Jerry Ozowski as our assistant linebacker coaches, man. But from then on, man, being able to build that relationship with him, man, on and off the field, man, the coaching dynamic, the friendship dynamic, heck, even the mentorship dynamic, man, because obviously, he's been a parent longer than I have. You know what I mean? So talking to, just picking his brain on certain things, man. I was always just a fan of that, man. And like I said, man, super just happy for him because I know, man, this is one of the dudes that y'all have heard me say on numerous occasions. Bro, why isn't he in the Hall of Honor just yet? How long we got to wait for him to get in the Hall of Honor, man? Right? Because it's 5'5". That's Peasy, man. To me, that's one of those dudes that when you're talking Steelers football, Steelers defense, man, you got to talk Peasy. He's a part of all those conversations, man. Like, that was one of those dudes, not just from an on-field production, but also personality standpoint, man. They shot me in Denver. Y'all want on? All right. Come on, man. I know y'all all remember that. Everybody remembers that. And that's why it's P, because not only do we got, memorable plays, but he got quotables, man. He got quotables over here, all right? And those are the things that, to me, separated guys like Joey Porter during that time frame and even in today's NFL. And we're talking about a guy that's walking around with 98 career sacks. It's like, bro, it's not a lot of people that have that or even close to that. And that's the thing for me, man, that I'm just like, man, super excited to have, like I said, played for him for the years that I did. And just like I said, man, for the friendship and the relationship, man, even post football, man, but super happy for Joey Porter Sr. to get into the Hall of Honor. And cool little touch as well. I didn't even notice until I was listening to PZ do his interview. And he was saying how, it was cool full circle moment because the day, that he was getting inducted into the Steelers Hall of Honor was also the same day that that Joey Porter Jr. was born. It was his birthday that day, right? So they were shouting him out, and he was saying how, man, going back, he's like, he remembered on that specific day as well that he was getting inducted to the Hall of Honor. He's like, you take it back to, when Joey Porter Jr. was being born, he was like, I was also in camp the exact same day. And I remember having to leave the night before, fly home to California. He's born. And then I fly back that night to come back for practice. I'm just like, yo, that is insane for that full circle moment. And for you to get inducted into the Hall of Honor on that day, that to me, man, was super awesome, man. So like I said, man, was super touching, man, super heartfelt, and was very, very excited about that, man. So like I said, man, happy for both of those dudes, man. But shout out to my dog 5'5" Peasy in the building, man. Love that for him. Next one, I got to talk about my dog, Fitty Trey, Marquise Pouncey, man. This is a dude, obviously, man, we came out of college together. 2010, man, same draft class, man. And I just remember him and Joe Hayden. I'd be like, bro, who is these cats from Florida, bro? They are some just straight killers over here, man. And I tell Joe Hayden to this day, I was just, they're from the iced out Florida Gators medallion. I'm like, bro, them dudes different, all right? Dudes real different. Pouncey came and tatted everyone. I'm like, yo, who is this cat? Like, what? But, man, I would never forget, man, you watch this dude play, man, and it's like, yo, how are you moving like that at that position? I had never seen a center pull and be a lead blocker before. Like, bro, what is this? Like, yo, coach, what blocking scheme is this? Like, that guy is not supposed to be here, but that's Pouncey, man. The same way we talk about Mike Webster, the same way we talk about Damani Dawson, guys revolutionizing the position, guys, doing things that are so unheard of for the position. That's Pouncey. I mean, how many times when we were watching the L Bell highlights, right? Him having these crazy plays and who's the lead blocker out there? You're like, yo, Pouncey, what are you doing 10, 20 yards downfield right now, bro? Like, what is this? But when I tell you, man, not only did he do that in the game, that's how he practiced, man. Like, I love Pouncey. Like, that's my guy, man. Especially when you're talking about, teammate to teammate, when you're talking in that practice setting, man, a dude that is going to allow you to go as hard as you want to go, and he is going to match that energy in a professional sense, though. To me, man, that is special. That's unique, especially amongst dominant players, man. From my experiences, man, the dudes that's up there, they don't want to do it all the time. They don't want to do it in practice all the time. But here in Pittsburgh, man, it was a little bit different. And specifically, Pouncey, man, he was one of those dudes that led that charge. I mean, it didn't matter what the injuries were. I mean, we've known the injuries that Pouncey specifically had to come back from. Heck, when I first met him in 2014 as a teammate, he was coming back from the leg injury. But watching him come back from the surgeries, and it's like, oh, all right, he's back now. And then watching how, man, every day he would prepare his body to get out there, man. Or then he split his thumb open in Boltzmann. It's like, yo, it don't matter. Tape the thing up, he out. I'm like, bro, this is crazy. But more importantly, the thing that I really respected the most about him was his love for Seven, man. Watching how he would put his life on the line for Seven, man. Like, that's their relationship. That was that dynamic, and it showed in their preparation. It showed in how he would take the field, and it would more importantly show, man, in those games, man. How many of y'all remember that Thursday night game? I believe it was it Eric Rowe? I think that was his name. Carolina Panthers. It's been questionably late. And we see not DeCastro first, because DeCastro definitely got after it. But we see Pouncey, and it's the goon. And it's like, oh, he's about to murder this cat on the field in prime time because he made the mistake of thinking he should have touched Ben. You tripping. But that's Pouncey, man. That's Pouncey. And that's the thing that, man, when we're talking about leadership, when you're talking about the heart, you're talking about a dude that in a position that isn't even cool amongst young players, right? When you're talking about playing offensive line, no one's play offensive line, right? No one's play center. But it's like, yo, he made it look cool. Pouncey made that thing look fired out, that thing Nike'd up, vised it up. So you're like, bro, you swaggy for a center, bro. And really nice with it, though, man. But like I said, man, ultimate teammate, man. An ultimate dude that's going to compete to the end, never out of it, and really just wore his heart on his sleeve, man. I love that passion. But one of the things that he never talks about publicly, but I'm super a fan of, and I always try to make sure I do my job, especially in this role, man, to shout him out in this, is Pouncey's philanthropic element, man. Dudes didn't know because he didn't talk about it. I mean, we obviously know, guys like Cam Hayward, guys like myself, and we got a lot of recognition for our nonprofit work, being Walter Payton Man of the Year nominees multiple times, stuff like that. But Pouncey was also in that same class, man. He's also a nominee. He's also one of them dudes, man, that was constantly having kids at these games, man, constantly providing food for these families and stuff like that in the Pittsburgh community, man, working with the Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank, Urban Impact Foundation, and the Pittsburgh Bureau of Police. Man, knowing some of the stuff that he was doing behind the scenes, man, his impact, not just monetarily, but also with his time, showing up to some of these places as well. That's one of the things that I'm always like, Pouncey, bro, you don't talk about that enough. It doesn't get talked about enough. And that is something that I think needs to be talked about a lot more because of his impact. And you still see it now with what he's doing from a youth football camp standpoint, down there in Florida. All right, shout out to them boys down there, man. Him and his brother Mike, coaching, like I said, man, they're the youth football team down there in Florida, man. But to me, man, constantly seeing the impact, not just on the field, but being able to give back, understanding it's bigger than just what we're doing on the field. To me, man, that's the big time salute to Marquise Pouncey, all right? And before I get to the last one, I got to talk seven. But also, man, y'all let me know, man, how y'all feeling about these dudes as well, man, getting into the Hall of Honor, all right, man? I am going to, once I talk about seven real quick, I'm going to go through, read some of your comments, man, your thoughts on the big three, man, Joey Porter Sr., Marquise Pouncey, and Big Ben Roethlisberger making it into the Steelers Hall of Honor. But like I said, man, drop that into the comment section. Let me know how y'all feel about those guys as well. But of course, I got to talk about my captain, my quarterback, my guy, Seven. Come on, man. 18 plus years, man, of dominance, 18 plus years of being the standard at quarterback, man. And more importantly, man, the amount of success, man, not just individually, but the team success, man. 2 Super Bowl championships, played obviously in 3 of them, 5 AFC championship appearances, obviously dragged me to 1 as well, man. Shout out to me being out there with the guys as well, man. But like I said, man, Ben, man, ultimate competitor and so skilled at everything. Like I said, man, I haven't seen him look bad at anything. Golf, trash can basketball, shoot, man, flipping bottle caps, don't matter, man. He's going to be nice at it, all right? Some dudes are they just got it, and he just has it, all right? But the thing that I always loved about 7 was this, man. I always remember, man, my first time walking into to that game day locker room, man. 2014, we're playing Cleveland Browns, man. I'm walking in with Ramon Foster. And he's like, yo, bro, man, you got this smile on your face. What's up, man? I'm like, man, you don't understand what this feels like to have a quarterback where you legit got a shot. It don't matter what goes on in this game. You don't have to be perfect in this game because you know that dude over there. You know what he is capable of and what he's going to do. And you know when the lights get the brightest, when all the chips get pushed to the table, when the stakes are as high as they go be, you know he gonna show up. You know that's when he gonna go crazy. And to me, that was something that I was just so excited about because prior to 2014, I was always seeing it on the other end. I was up in Buffalo. I played against that. I played against them. It's like, I know what that clutch can do. I know when it's time how he's gonna show up. So to actually be able to join that, man, you walk into every single game like, bro, we nice. I don't care what y'all say, because I know what I'm capable of, but dang that, I know what he's capable of. And I know how he prepares, because he's another one of those dudes. You show up to practice, you watch my man work. Oh, yeah, he the dude that is like, yo, Moats, I know you got this cover 3. I know you're supposed to be buzzing over there, and I know I should not make this throw, but guess what? My arm is better than you. My arm is better than the next guy. My arm is better than the next defender y'all gonna put over there. You be like, bro, are you really talking like that? Like, you nice, but you nice like that? And then you see that ball where you like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's different. And you do it again to the next. You like, bro, what the what? And all of us just going after it. You just like, yo, that's 7, man. That's 7. Ice cold killer on that field, man. Ice cold killer. And I love it about him, man. Love that about him. The other thing I would say is this, though, man. Shoot, being a part of that Killer B era and being able to have some of the best seats in the house to some of his most electric performances. Who remembers the back-to-back? I think it was it Texans, Colts? I think it was Texans and Colts, back-to-back 500-yard games prime time. We had the Bumblebees on the one time. Yeah, come on, man. We look at somebody like, bro, that dude's different. Can we talk no-fly zone? That no-fly zone, he was over there letting it fly on them boys, man. What? Come on, man. Some of our best memories, some of our best moments. Watching that dude cook, kill. I mean, shoot. Y'all always hear me talk about one of my favorite Steeler team memories was when we won the division, man. Primetime 2016, if I remember correctly, color rush jerseys, immaculate extension, right? Antonio Brown stretching over the goal line with Eric Weddle on him, and I forgot the other bum that was trying to tackle him, right? But you look at that drive, you look at 7 as a surgeon. 7, top. Man, I love that. And like I said, man, to be out there competing with those dudes, man, being out there, being a part of that charge, being a part of that group, that unit, man, it's like you never forget those moments. But more importantly, you never forget the leader of it. 7 was our team captain the whole time we were here. Every single year, it's like, man, we ain't even, who's the leader? We don't question who the leader is. We know that's 7. And then on the other side was Cam. You feel me? So the clarity was there, man. And those are the things to me that I absolutely loved about being here. But that started up front. That started with a guy like 7. If you don't have that, you see what the team looks like, man. Post Ben Roethlisberger, right? Regardless of talent, right? Because I get it, man. At the end of it, yeah, you start to lose some of the athleticism. You start to decline a little bit skill wise. Sure. But in terms of what that stability meant to the organization, what that meant to the office, what that meant to the team, you can see we're still trying to find that again. Hopefully Rodgers can give you a version of it. It still won't be the same because 7 did it for 18 years here. He was homegrown here, drafted here, 2-time Super Bowl champion here, man. Holding pretty much any and all records you can think of for the quarterback position here in Pittsburgh. NFL all-time dude as well. That's the part that is like, man, we don't get into, you dudes take dudes for granted and things like that. But it's just like, man, no, I don't think anyone in Pittsburgh took 7 for granted. I just think that you got to appreciate it. And even when that time does pass, it's like, man, this is what made him so special. And that's why he stands out so much more than everybody else. Cause like, yo, what that dude was doing, that's not normal. When we talk about the 1%ers and then the 1%ers amongst the 1%ers, he's the 1%er amongst the 1%er. He's the one that stands out more than everybody else. When you walk in, he's like, yeah, we all played in the NFL. Yeah, we all made a ton of money. Yeah, we all had a lot of success. But then there's the other level of it. Then there's 7. You're like, bro. Yeah. Whenever I need to feel like, man, I just need to reach up. I just go look at 7. Like, you know what? I was joking with my wife about that the other day. I say, yeah, I love the fact I got a couple of my rich friends, man. I be like, I need to look at 7 on occasion, Pouncey on occasion, Joe Hayden on occasion. I be like, yo, I appreciate y'all, bro, because y'all just so motivational, man. Like, look at these dudes be winning at life, man. But that's 7 though. That's 7, and that's the big reason why. Except, man, he's so reverent the way that he is, not just in black and gold history, but also in Steelers history. I mean, not just Steelers history, but also NFL history, man. These are dudes we're talking about, man, being, to me, 7's future first ballot Hall of Famer. We're not even debating that. That's 7. We talk Pouncey. That's a Hall of Famer. To me, I think he should also be a first ballot type of dude, man. When you look at centers, you look at guys specifically on NFL all-decade teams, he is on that 2010s all-decade team. You're not going to name a center that was nicer than him during that time frame. I'm not going for it, man. It was Pouncey. So when you throw those dudes in there, man, it's like, yeah, this to me is the first step. You want to get in that Hall of Honor first, so that way when you're inducted to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, they'll say, Steelers Hall of Honor member Ben Roethlisberger now into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Steelers Hall of Honor member Marquise Pouncey now inducted into the Hall of Fame. And I still need my dog. I still need 5-5, all right? One day down the line, when they say Steelers Hall of Honor member Joey Porter also into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. That's what I need, baby, all right? But shout out to all 3 of those dudes, man. Like I said, man, stupid hype, super happy for all 3 of those dudes, man. Like I said, man, personal relationships with all of them, man. Spent 4 years, like I said, playing with, in terms of Ben, Pouncey, teammates. Peasy was my coach during my whole 4 years here, man. And then obviously, man, coming into the league with Pouncey, playing against 7 multiple times, man. Like I said, man, just the ultimate respect for those dudes as competitors. And for them, like I said, to finally get this recognition, man, big time. Wish I had a hat on. Tip the cap to them, man. All right. Shout out to them dudes, man. But let me see how y'all feeling about the big 3, though, man. Like I said, man, drop it in the comment section. Don't forget to hit the like button as well, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. But let me know how y'all guys feel about the big 3, man. Marquise Pouncey, Joey Porter Sr., and Ben Roethlisberger making it into the Steelers Hall of Honor, man. I want to get y'all thoughts, because y'all also, I mean, I was talking about it from the player's perspective, sharing the locker room with these dudes, traveling with these dudes, competing against these dudes in practice, competing with these dudes, competing against these dudes in games, and competing with these dudes in games. I mean, that was kind of how how my perspective on it was, man. But like I said, man, definitely let me know your guys' perspective on it, because y'all was watching it as well, man. So shout out to y'all. Alrighty. Now, Hannibal says, Pouncey and Ben going in together makes all the sense in the world. And I would agree, man. When I tell you their relationship, their dynamic, super brotherhood, man. I had never seen a center quarterback dynamic like that in my life, because I had never been around quarterback that was as good as Ben for as long as Ben, nor having a center as good and as long as well, man. Because like I said, collegiately, man, I had 3 different quarterbacks my 4 years there. Even professionally, man, you know what the quarterbacks was dealing with in Buffalo, from the Trent Edwards, the Ryan Fitzpatricks of the world, the EJ Manuels, the Jeff Tools, the Thad Lewises. Yeah, you know, it was a long list of quarterbacks I played with up in Buffalo, man. Did have my center up there, though. Shout out to Eric Wood, though, right? But so then, as I said, man, I come to Pittsburgh, and it's like, to have that type of clarity, to have that type of stability, to have that type of just security at the position, it felt great. And like I said, man, seeing both of those dudes, man, how they loved each other and how they were going to do whatever it took to make sure both of those dudes were successful. Man, I remember seeing these dudes dang near in tears behind losing. Like, yo, man, I let you down type stuff, man. Like, I love you that much, man. Like, I'm supposed to make sure that we always find a way to get up out of here because you're doing whatever it takes to protect me. I loved that. Like, almost on some, like, Mike Lowry and Martin, Mike Lowry and Marcus Burnett, you know what I'm saying? Bad boys type thing. Like, that was their dynamic, man. Watching them like, yo, y'all are crazy. Y'all are killers. Y'all are ultra competitive, but both of y'all like love each other genuinely, man. And it was beautiful to see, man. Beautiful to see. Hannibal also says Joey Porter Sr. Definitely getting in is a good look. And I would agree on that, man. Like I said, man, I felt it was long overdue. I'm like, bro, how you got a Hall of Honor and you got multiple classes? My dog 5'5" ain't in yet. I was ready to about to go post him in front of Steelers practice facility. Peasy belongs in the Hall of Honor. just every day. Peasy belongs in the Hall of Honor, all right? So it was good, though, for my dog to finally get in that thing, man. Love that. Let's get it. Oh, righty, all right. Let's see. Well, I'm liking these memories, man. I'm liking how we going down memory lane a little bit, man. Like I said, man. These are the dudes, though, man. Ooh, so great question from Pittsburgh Toddy86. He says, what was Peasy like as a coach? Now, shout out to Peasy as a coach, man. Peasy as a coach, he was funny, man. I loved him as a coach, man. I say I have two different experiences of him as a coach too, and I think that was the unique part for me being a part of his journey here. When I first got here, like I said, he was a coach's assistant, a GA. He wasn't even a true like titled position coach just yet. So we're watching him have to do the grunt work, and what I mean is he's the guy drawing up the note cards for the practice squad guys. Like at that level, that's what we say, like coaching wise, like the bottom of the totem pole. When you're doing all right, circle these up, draw these lines here. All right. Like that's, hey, you deliver the DVDs, everybody, you let us know what tape we about to watch. Like that was his work. He was delivering the paperwork, or we'll go on the road and it's like, yo, you're the guy that has to remember all the hand signals. You're doing all that type of stuff. Like, but to see a dude, like I said, man, 98 career sacks, a dude that, to me, I looked at as one of my favorite pass rushers of all time, being here, and he's willing to humble himself and take that role, and not just take that role, enjoy that role. I mean, shoot, he was the one who, when I saw this, I was like, it was genius. So he would take over the scout team and would inspire those dudes, motivate them, because typically scout team guys, from my experience, man, they would be out there kind of more so going through the motions or trying not to get in trouble, trying not to make a mistake. Whereas Peasy, he would get him out there and it's like, bro, you're here to compete. You're not here to just take up space. If you make a play against Ben Roethlisberger, if you can make a play against Antonio Brown, what do you think that says about you? What do you think the upstairs management is going to say about you? So he would incentivize it. And, man, I remember, man, we'd be taking this, man, I didn't even have to, but, because I'm trying to get the extra reps, I'd go over there and get some reps with him because I want to go against the ones, too. But it was like, man, did you see how he would take the dudes out, man? Go get something, take it to steakhouse, man. I'm gonna treat y'all. I'm gonna do something for you, man. Like, and see how those dudes respond. Like, I love that. And then for him to be my actual position coach, and at that stage of my career, it was perfect because by then, man, I'm third contract by then. Year 6, 7, I'm I know what I'm doing and everything like that. So like just having that professional dynamic where, because we're only like 10 years apart in age, it's like him allowing me that freedom to not feel like he has to be on me all the time because he knows I'm professional. Hey, man, I'm going to show up. I'm going to be prepared to go. I'm going to have all my stuff studied. I'm going to be able to tell you everything. I can coach this defense as if you were coaching this defense because that's the type of player that I am. And for him to have that same level of respect for me, for my preparation, but also even understanding me as a player. Like, yo, Moats, man, I know what you do. I've watched you before. I've seen your tape, man. I've played when you were in the games before. Like, I know. That part was so refreshing and really instilled a lot of confidence in me because I'm like, man, when one of your all-time favorites are telling you, yo, you doing something right, and then you playing opposite one of your all-time favorites and James Harris, and he's looking at you and he's like, yo, you doing something right? Man, the level of confidence that you walk around with when you step on that field, I'm like, bro, I don't care who I'm playing against, bro. You know who my coach is? You know who I compete against? You know who my running mate is? Like, come on, bro. We feel great. Like, yeah. So I love that about Peasy. And yeah, X Concepts, he asked me, man, Moats is Peasy, why you picked 55? No and yes. So to be fully transparent, I never wanted to wear number 55 my whole life up until coming to Pittsburgh. I had wore 2 uniforms. 21 because of Deion Sanders when I was in rec ball, I was playing running back, I was on offense. Then when I got to high school, I only wanted to play defense. It was like, yeah, I don't want to get hit, man. I want to hit people. So I wore 52. And I always wore 52. All right. It's the only reason. It's the only thing I wanted to wear. 52. Wore it all in Buffalo. I get to Pittsburgh and they're like, obviously you don't give off 52. And I figured out why. Shout out to Webster. So after that, they're like, yeah, we got a couple of numbers that are available for you. Specifically 2 numbers. Okay. Now this is 2014. I'm about to sign here. 56 is available and 55. Yeah, I know who 56 was in 2013, who 56 was, right? In 2012, 56 was. And in 2011, 56 was, right? It's Lamar freaking Woodley, man. I'm like, yo, this is like hot, fresh. Like, yo, you just did the double digits on double digits, you and Debo. You just doing the kick the door with the Jordans on, man. Like, bro, I'm not trying to walk in and just put that one on. That's steaming, scorching hot right now. But that 5.5 is legendary. That 5.5, that's P. That, like, everybody know that. But that's like, man. I think it was Sylvester Stevenson. He was in 55 that season before, and I'm like, you know what? A little bit chiller, not as loud. I'm gonna go 5.5. But I did call PZ first, and I asked him, I was like, yo, P, is it cool? Like, cause I know this is your number, man. You one of them dudes, man. Like, if you don't want nobody rocking that, man, I'm gonna stay away from it. He was like, nah, man, like, let's go, man. We gotta keep it going. We gotta keep the legacy alive. He was like, if you put it on, we gotta make it better. We gotta keep elevating it. So, that was kind of the mindset, man. But that was why I ultimately went to 55. And then I fell in love with the number. And now I'm like 55 everything. I'm like, oh yeah, Big Daddy 55. Oh, husband 55. Yeah, Mosey 55. It's always 55 now. Whereas I'm like, yo, I used to be just divided 52 all the time. It's 52, divided 52. So it was pretty cool though, man. But yeah, man, but that was the mindset for the 5.5, man. That was ultimately why I ended up with that number. But yeah, Peasy, man, was very, very much a part of that decision, man. And like I said, man, just super appreciative of him, man. Like I said, big fan of him. Big fan of P. Oh, and for sure, Hannibal, man, he says, I got to get PZ on the show. I got to get him back on the show, man. Obviously, we did the interview with him, and we were live at the stadium last season. That was a blast, man, getting a chance to finally sit down and just talk with him, man. And yeah, man, I definitely plan on spinning the block with him, man, and getting him on. Like I said, man, a couple of these dudes, man, it's always that back and forth with me of, all right, do I want to take what we personally have and put that on the camera? Or is it like, man, I just keep that behind, just for us. You see that at times when Ryan Shazier was over here, man, same dynamic. Vince Williams, same dynamic. It's like, he's like my guy. So I'm always like torn between just, taking it to that side of it and putting the camera on versus like, man, when we just are together and just talking, just vibing, it's us. So like I said, man, that's kind of why I'm always torn with it, man. But such is life, man. This is a part of the profession, man. So you know how it is, man. But like I said, man, those are my dudes though, man. Big time happy for all 3 of those dudes, man. And it looks like a lot of y'all are excited about them as well, man. And like I said, that's for sure what I love to see, man. Let me see with everybody else. And Mike Hood also says all 3 are deserving of the Hall of Fame. Yes, like I said, man, that's how I feel, man. Like 7 for sure, first ballot. Pouncey, to me, he should be. I don't think they're going to first ballot just because of how crowded he gets and he doesn't play the sexiest position. But to me, that's a Hall of Famer as well. He should definitely get in there and it shouldn't have to be a crazy long wait. And then with P, I feel like with Peasy, I feel like he has the best chance when we're talking the Debos and the Hines Wards of the world. Like I think he's in that same convo with them. And I think all 3 bring very unique arguments to why they should get in. And I think that all 3 at some point down the line will be in. But I just think it's going to be a little bit of a wait because it's like Peasy having the 98 career sacks. NFL wise, man, 100 sacks or higher. That's you in the Pro Bowl. I mean, you're in the Hall of Fame. Like that's kind of how you view that 100 sack ledger. Like, and that's why TJ doing it as fast as he did it, it blew everybody. I was like, wow, this is insane. But then when you throw in Debo's postseason run, right? the depoy, the greatest defensive play in Super Bowl history, two-time Super Bowl champ as well, one of the most feared defenders during his time frame as well. These are all the things to me that makes Debo's case for being in the Hall of Fame very, very strong. The knock on him is going to be he is less than, like I said, 96. I want to say he was at 86 career sacks in that range. So that's kind of the knock there, right? But I'm like, yo, that still is a heck of a resume. And the same with Hines Ward, Super Bowl champ, Super Bowl MVP, one of the most feared blocking receivers in the game. They changed the rules for how you can block defenders outside in because of Hines Ward. You're talking impact. You're talking statistics. You're talking being the all-time career leader in receptions and in yardage and in touchdown catches and in all these other accolades on the same franchise that had Antonio Brown here as well. AB didn't get all them records that Hines has. He was on pace. If he would have stayed for like another year or two, he for sure would have had them. But he didn't. Hines still holds all those records, man. So that's the part where I look at Hines and I'm like, yeah, he for sure is in that conversation. Is for sure is going to be heavily a part of it down the line. The knock they're going to continue to bring up, more importantly, is how a lot of his success is postseason wise, very similar to what they talk about with Julian Edelman. And because not every player gets the opportunity to make it to the postseason, it's like voters are weird about how they will use it in some people's favor and then they will like disregard it for others. It's really weird with that, man. But when I look at Hines, I'm like, man, he is a guy that is going to continue to be in that conversation, is going to continue to get an opportunity down the line, man, to be one of those Hall of Fame gold jacket type guys, man, in terms of football immortality, because all of those dudes, man, impacted it on that level, man. So absolutely. All right. And yeah, Mike, it is almost time to start hitting, man. Like I said, it's 1:17. We got about 30 more minutes till it's a boom going on out there, baby. You know, I can't wait, baby. All right. And let me spin the block on the homie TG, man. Like I said, he in that work life right now, man. Him in the heart of training camp right now, man. Like I said, they trying to win a championship down there at Norfolk State, man. Him and Coach Mike Vick doing their thing in the 757, man. Like I said, we trying to work with my dog, man, but I understand how it gets, man. Definitely understand how it gets at times, man. But yeah, Mike, there is nothing like those pads popping, man. Absolutely love a little bit of that thigh-yow. Little thigh-yow. Like I said, man, Clyde, what chance of that thigh-yow? Need it in your life, man. So like I said, man, we will see him, give him a couple minutes before I tap into the next thing. Oh, and shout out to Robert Martin. He says, man, obviously from the 757 Williamsburg in the house. He says him and his wife are at camp today. Man, let's go. He says that I was going to be here. I thought I might be here. No, man. Hey, look, I was talking about it, me and wifey, man, but next week is more than likely when we're going to go out there, man. We haven't officially locked in, but it's going to be, like I said, one of those like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday type days, man. All right, just give you the heads up. Usually I don't even give you the heads up, but I'm throwing the heads up out there. All right, it's going to be one of them days, man, more than likely. Yeah, man, we're in that busy stage / kind of not busy stage where it's like, all right, we're kind of on the back end of summer. We got school about to start in a month, you know. Baby girl about to be moving into college in a month. She's already in her college class right now, taking a little summer class. So shout out to her, overachiever, right? But then it's like, man, my middle girl, man, she's in the heart of basketball right now. Hence the reason why I got the Paige Beckers, you know, Dallas Wings jersey on, all right? Because yeah, every night I feel like twice a week, man, I'm in somebody's basketball gym cheering on my little baby. Oh, let's go, girl. Down my girl. Or I'm out here, you know, with these football camps or trying to act like I play baseball with my little guy. Yeah, shout out to the little guy. Or act like I play golf. Shout out to that, right? But yeah, so we got a lot of that going on right now. So we was going to try to get out there this week, but it was like, you know what? Next week is probably going to look the best. Next week's the best. But yeah, we got to get out there though, man. Because to me, it's like, it's such a love-hate relationship with training camp. Like, I love football so much. So, like, I want to be out there every single day and seeing the dudes hitting and being around the energy. Coach, obviously, like, I love football. I'm a junkie for it. But then the other side is like the PTSD of, man, I spent a lot of time out there doing my playing days. And then just through 9 years of playing professionally, training camp, it brings anxiety, man, because you're not just going to have fun when you're a player. That's usually where it's like, man, now that everybody doesn't get to go to training camp, and more importantly, everybody doesn't get to leave training camp. All right. Some dudes gonna go and they don't get to make it back. They get cut while they out there, man. Or they get gone while they out there, man. So it was like, man, when you going out there, you better have your mind locked in. I treat that thing like I'm the Highlander. All right. Like I'm Duncan McLeod, baby. I'm coming back. All right? I promise you I'm gonna be out of here. All right. Like that was the mindset. So for me, it's really hard to not have that mindset when I even start making that drive out there. All right. I start passing them signs. Up. All right. Irwin up. All right. Latrobe up. All right. Dino's. God dang it. Up. Sharkies went too far. Got to back it on up. All right. Now it's time to go hit something. Like my mind, I just start getting there, man. I'm feeling worked up right now, man. All right. But that's how it goes sometimes, man. That's how it is. So yeah, man. But I will be out there, man, at some point next week, man. And it's also cool for my little guy, man. And that's one of the cool things, man, of, the hard work that you put on the front end and now on the back end, being able to have the fruits of the labor, so to speak, man, being able to take little guy over there, man, and see some of these dudes that he idolizes, some of the guys that, he has their trading cards or he owns their jerseys. And hopefully we don't have any more jerseys that are going to get, be viewed as old or obsolete or a throwback within a year. Okay. Hopefully on that one. Okay. Fingers crossed. We haven't had the best luck, but fingers crossed. Okay. But those are the things that I think of, though. It's like, man, it's super cool, man, when I get to see him out there, man, in these training camp situations or even in the OTA practices, man, and watching him talk to the dudes, watch the dudes, how they practice, how they're so exact every single time. Because obviously as a young athlete, he's a guy that's aspiring to be, a guy. And it's like, man, you obviously train him up, you teaching him, and he's super open to my coaching. But it's like, man, it's always refreshing to see, hey, you could point to the professionals like, hey, you see DK Metcalf over there? Look at how he runs his route. Look at how he changes levels right here. You see Joey Porter's Jr. right here. Look how he sees his hands home every time he's rerouting. And watch how he gets in that back pocket when he wants to undercut something, right? Like, these are all the little things, man, that are super cool, man, that you get to see being out there at training camp. So like I said, man, that's definitely why we got to do it, man. Oh, and X Concepts, man, shout out to you, man, for asking about what my little guy thinks about the new throwback jerseys. He loves them. Wifey hates them. She was not feeling them. She was like, yo, what is this? Little guy loves them because he's like me. He's like, yo, I want it to look stank, old, nasty, abomination. Like, that's what I want to see. He loved it. Tell you, we copped the JPJ jersey, man. So he got the Joey Porter Jr. jersey because I said, yo, I need the father-son dynamic, all right? Big 5'5", little 2'4". All right, I'm Big Dad, you little G Money. All right, let's get it going, all right? So that's the vibe, man. But, fingers crossed, man, that jersey's going to last for a while, all right? But I like the boldness of it. I like the in-your-face element, and I like the gold part of the jersey. I mean, because that's something that, for me, I kind of like loud colors. The black, like I love black. I'm always mix of like super introvert Bill Belichick hoodie on, don't even appear or look over here, or I'm looking, like the rainbow. I got orange on. I'm gonna have some yellow on. Give me some purple, some green. Like yeah, baby, I look like it. You know what I mean? Like. So I'm always torn between those things. So I do like the fact that we get that brightness on the alternate, on the throwback jersey, man. So I said, man, shout out to the 1933 throwback uniforms, man. All right. And y'all gotta let me know, man, have y'all purchased a throwback yet? The 1933 throwbacks? And if so, which one did you purchase or which one are you potentially eyeing up, man? You got the Cam Haywards out there. DK Metcalf out there, the TJ Watts. We obviously know Highsmith was the model in it. Him and Pat Fry. We're going to add that to their resumes now, right? Not only do y'all rush the passer and catch passes, but y'all also both models, all right? So shout out to the modeling element, all right? But yeah, man, let me know in the comment section, man, who's 1933 throwback jersey y'all think I'm out getting potentially. Ooh, Michael G. He says, I'm straight color rush, baby. I love that color rush, man. You really cannot go wrong with the color rush. One of my favorite jerseys, man. Hannibal says, might as well get a Rodgers. Oh, I mean, I see it. I see the vision. I see the vision, and then just it's throwback. It'd be a throwback, and I could dig that. Hopefully, in this year though, he does what he's supposed to do, and we can make this an ultra memorable year. If you catch what I'm saying, ultra memorable year where confetti rains on us. Then everybody will never forget that particular jersey, 1933 style with the Rodgers on the back. All right, so I'm digging that. I am definitely digging that. Tom J said Aaron in the 33s are a one Tom thing, man. Yeah, that's always kind of like, yeah, you guys just, gotta be good, unless you got a mindset for it, right? Oh, and Mike Hood does. He says, well, could be a Rod's last ride jersey. Why not? Now, in that sense, yes. And I will say, my brother-in-law, as I told y'all numerous times, man, diehard Aaron Rodgers fan. Right? Now, he loves Packers, man. Like, that's his name, man. Cheesehead dude to the death of him, right? But he's already like, yo, I gotta go copy that. I gotta give me a Steelers one, bro. Steelers Rodgers, like, you in Pittsburgh, him. Oh, I gotta do it. I'm like, yes, you gotta do it. So I'm trying to push the 1933 throwback on him. I'm like, yo, you might as well get the Rodgers version of it. All right, it's Aaron. Like, literally, it's still crazy that he's actually here in Pittsburgh. Has any of y'all woke up and just felt like, hey, yo, he's really our quarterback? This is kind of crazy. Like, it's still, when I look at the videos and seeing him walking out to practice with his 8 on, I'm like, bro, we really got Aaron Rodgers and Latro walking the hill of death? Like, what? With all the fans? This is really out here? Like, this is craziness, man. Craziness. Now, Tom J said that could be a rare jersey in the future as well. I mean, you think about it, right? If you can find like a Brett Favre New York Jets jersey, right? Or if you have a Joe Montana Kansas City Chiefs jersey, like any of those one-offs, a Phillip Rivers Indianapolis Colts jersey, like all them like weirdly unique stank, just like, oh, you play there? Oh, that was that last one on your Pro Football Reference. That was the one. Like, yeah. Like I can see a little bit of what you're doing. I mean, that's how I feel about my Vic jersey. I got a Mike Vick Pittsburgh Steelers jersey. Love it because it's like that folk, like, yo, everybody knows 7, but you got that 7 in Pittsburgh though. Not that 7 in Philly, not that 7 in Atlanta. Everybody got the Atlanta one, but you got that Pittsburgh one. I got that Pittsburgh one. It just hit a little different, man. So I can dig it. Ooh, the Jalen Ramsey. Ooh, Ramsey would be fire. And Ramsey should be here for more than 1 year, too. And I think that's the other part, right? If I've been scarred a little bit, okay? Because of our past couple of jerseys. Yeah, I have to be a little bit more calculated now, okay? I'm like, yo, which jersey are we going, which one are we breaking out? Because, yeah, you can't be wearing the old ones, man. They kids these days, man, they be like, hey. So you like that team now, huh? You know I got his play anymore, right? He's like, all right, I got you, man. I got you. And then my son, he ain't gonna let me live. Hey, Dad. You see, we got the new one, Dad. And we need the new one, Dad. So I get it. But let's go. Tom J said, man, Aaron might be here for 2 years. Hey, look, man, he do what he's supposed to do this year. We will see. All right, we will see. But nonetheless, man, I'm not holding my breath on it. Just give me the 1 year. All right, just give me this year and let's ride. All right, let's ride with this year. But let's see, man. I was trying to see if my dog was going to make it. We are not looking good for my dog right now. But all good. Like I said, man, we've been cutting up today, man, having an absolute blast out here, man, because the guys will be getting ready to take the field in a few. So I like it. Well, I guess the last thing that just briefly talk about, more so just housekeeping, man. Amongst Steelers Nation, man, we did have some more roster movement taking place. Obviously, a lot of you guys have already brought up Chuck Clark signing. We talked about that on Friday, I believe it was, when he officially signed. Me and Tanisha were doing our joint live stream. If y'all haven't checked that out from the Really Flawed Football YouTube channel, make sure you check out our last and most recent dual live stream that we did on Friday, because we did talk about Chuck Clark. And I want to say the clip is cut up as well, man. So shout out to y'all for engaging with that content also, man. But yeah, man, we released a couple of guys and signed a couple of guys over the weekend, man. Obviously, I put the reaction video up of Cordell Patterson because he was the one who tweeted it out. Man, I got fired. My day off. I'm washed and all these other things, right? He took a little bit more of a joking tone with it. And hey, man, for dudes that have to go through that experience, man, yeah, just wish them nothing but the best, man, mentally, because it's not easy to be told that you're not wanted or that we are going to go in a different direction. So, for those who to have to experience that, man, I can only imagine what that may or may not have felt like for them. But Cordell Patterson, obviously, we know that was RB3 / return man last year. And we'll be, moving a different direction this go around. But we also had a couple of other housekeeping or transactions, man. Outside linebacker Jeremiah Moon, right? Jeremiah Moon came on last year with us. Actually, past 2 years with us now, man. Now that I think about it, but actually played last year, man. Got some opportunities, made some plays too on defense, man. At outside linebacker position, he also got released, and then the wide receiver, who was a rookie that we had signed as an undrafted guy, Montana Lamonius Craig, was also released over the weekend as well, man. And then just 3 dudes that we subsequently signed in coordination with those moves. D tackle Dominique Davis, tight end Kevin Folsk, I think that's how you say it, and then running back Lou Nichols. All right. So with all 3 of those dudes, I'm gonna go obviously cut the tape on, man, get some research on them, and we will see, man, if any of those dudes make some type of noise, man, when we get to training camp, especially not their pads popping and stuff like that. Because what I will say is this, man, for every couple of guys that do get signed where we're like, who are these guys, or they may not jump off the screen in our mind, I always go back to that story of LJ Fort. LJ Fort, signed him literally our last week of training camp. And it's like, man, nobody knows him. He had kind of bounced around a little bit. Gets in, makes a play in one of the preseason games. In fact, the last preseason game, he has a sack. From there, it gives him opportunity to be on our practice squad. From the practice squad, now in the following year, he's doing the practice squad / active roster, up and down song and dance. One thing leads to another. Now he's a third down linebacker, gets a chance to go to Baltimore, gets a nice contract out there, and puts together a heck of a career, man, where he not only made plays on field, but also was able to, financially get taken care of also, man. So, guys like Dominique Davis, guys like Kevin Folsk, hopefully I'm not butchering it, and Lou Nichols, I mean, you never know. You never know, man. So we will see how those guys respond. All you need is opportunity. That's what I always say, man. We're not looking for handouts, right? Nobody's going to come up here and just give you a job, going to give you this position because it's worth too much. It matters too much to too many people. But there is nothing that says you can't take it. And the best way to take it is go out there and, put them pads on somebody, start making plays, and make it where it's undeniable. Make it where the coaches, these fans, they have to talk about you. They have to respect what you're doing on that field, man. So, like I said, man, shout out to those young guys, man. But hopefully things will work out, better for all those parties, man, that were included in the transactional movements that were taking place. But just like my man Michael G said, make sure I get them likes up, baby. Don't forget to hit that like button one in time for the culture, and subscribe if you are new to the channel, baby. Love it. Know we in the heart of this thing in summer, man. About to be the end of July. And yeah, man, football is officially amongst us, baby. Training camp, we in the full swing of it. First padded practice officially will be happening in about 22 minutes, man. 1:55 p.m. The black and gold guys will be taking the field. So, like I said, super excited for those guys because yesterday's practice that was going to be the first padded practice did get rained out. So the guys did have to relocate to inside the gym. Shout out to the gym days. All right. We always love a good gym day. Way nice. Shout out on that. But now it's time to get back to the work. All right. But let's see. We also had Hannibal dropping a super on the back, and he says, Sir Moats, that Minka jersey is a keeper. And I would agree. You see Lil Man still be wearing that 39, all right? Lil Man, I even included the Minka 39 picture in my, summer football camp post that I made with my little guy G, all right? Even post-trade was like, you know what? You got to get 39 on, bro. Keep the jersey on, all right? We like Minka. Minka's a good guy here, all right? But he says, some just are even when they leave. And I would agree in terms of Minkah Fitzpatrick being a keeper, regardless of him being here and even now with him being gone. He says, I still want a Rod Woodson number 26 jersey. I almost changed the nameplate on one of my Lev Bell jerseys. Ooh, that's wow. I could dig it, though. I could dig it. And he says, shout out to the chat fam. Yeah, always shout out to the chat fam. Big love for everybody that does tap in, man, with me on these lives. Even when we're doing the pre-recorded content, the clips across the board, man. The fact that so many of you guys spend time out your day, man, to tap in and just hear me talk with y'all, interact with y'all, man, or interact with TGs of the world, the Mark Bergens and companies of the world, man, does mean a lot. Because like I said, man, there are plenty of people doing content. There are plenty of people out there, and there's plenty of stuff going on in life that you don't feel the need to tap in with me, man. But the fact that y'all do it, like I said, man, I appreciate you, all right? And I don't take it for granted. So shout out to each and every one of yins for that. But yeah, I Rod Woodson jersey. Is it funny, man? Or tell me, I maybe I'm the only one. But when I saw the 1933 throwbacks, it instantly put me in the mindset of Rod Woodson. Because I feel like when I see that specific cut of jersey, it reminds me of the ones that I saw with Rod Woodson. Now, I felt like it was a little bit different, though. If I remember correctly, the old ones that Woodson and them wore didn't have a number on the front. It was just a number on the back. And they had like the bigger like shield, I think it was. But to me, man, it was like, man, I think of that Rod Woodson. Yeah, when I think of them old school throwbacks like that, man. But yeah, shout out to old 26 though, man. And yes, man, some of these dudes, like you said, man, regardless of when they leave, they're forever immortals. Like they can wear theirs. You can wear that jersey forever and you're going to be fine, man. And we know those dudes, man. We know those dudes. So shout out, man. Yeah, Tom J brought him up, man. Shoot. In terms of Santonio Holmes, he says, yeah, that Santonio Holmes number 10 hits hard. I mean, you can never go wrong with a Santonio. Can't go wrong with a Santonio. Can't go wrong with a Debo. Can't go wrong with a Gilden. Can't go wrong with Big Peasy. 5'5". Can't go wrong with that one. You know what I mean? We obviously know 7, Bussy, like Hines. There's certain ones you like, bro, you can't go wrong with that one. Shoot, can't go wrong with it. I was about to say the other one. What about the other wide receiver? Just give him a little more time. Keeping the credit right, get the credit right. But you got options. We got some dudes that's like, yo, you can't go wrong with these dudes, man. And shout out to X Concepts as well, man. Showing the boys some love over there as well. I appreciate you. And yes, Pittsburgh tidy, Troy Polamalu. You can never go wrong with a TP. 1,000% on that one, man. And it was cool to see him out there at training camp, man, the first couple of days as well. Him, Brett Kiesling company, man. Ike Taylor's been out there. Obviously, we know Ike is still working. So in that capacity, he's out there. But it's always good to see, man, some of the legendary old school guys, man, guys that have paved the way, guys that have been out here on those Latrobe proving grounds beforehand, being able to come back out there, man, and still support the new guys, the young guys, man, the new guys that are going to be advancing the legacy, advancing the brand of Steelers football, man. So shout out to all of those dudes. And yes, Michael G and Black Hillbilly, 95 Greg Lloyd. You can never go wrong with a Greg Lloyd. For sure. Can never go wrong with a Greg Lloyd. So I like that. Like I said, man, X-Concept, you can wear Terry. Terry Bradshaw, Swan, Starworth, Green, LC Green. You got an LC Green with Kenneth Moses? That's fire. That is fire. Can't go wrong with any of those, man. I'm gonna come back and hit people with a obscure, like give me a Larry Brown. Yeah, I want the Larry Brown Super Bowl. It's the only Super Bowl player to catch a Super Bowl or catch a touchdown in the Super Bowl and be a starting left tackle in the Super Bowl as well, man. Dude then started at both spots, then done. I'm out like that. Let me get some of that. Let me get some of that crazy history. Can never go wrong with a Mel Blunt either. All right, shout out to Big Mel too, man. All right, last one thing before I get up out of here, I was golfing with Mel on Monday. That's why we didn't have a show. Dude still got it, bro. All right. I'm over here looking at this man drive. I'm like, bro, you hit the golf ball like you still are like murdering people out there trying to get off, beat press coverage, bro. Man still moves well. Man still looks great. All right. Shout out to Big Mel Blunt over there. All right. And of course, the other guys as well, man. John Banizak, Craig, Bingham as well, who I was out there golfing with, man. Fun time with the gang. But yeah, man. Yeah, Mel Blunt for sure. Another one of them ones. You can rock his jersey too, man. And yes, Rod Young, Willie Parker, 1,000% undefeated. Can't go wrong with it. Can't go wrong with it, man. I like that though, man. Definitely like that. But yeah, man, shoot. That was all I have for today. Like I said, man, the homie TG, man, we're going to miss him on this one, man. But it's all gravy. It's all gravy, man. But hopefully you all enjoyed today's show. And if you did, don't forget to hit the like button one time for the culture and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Like I said, man, definitely appreciate each and every one of y'all tapping in with me this week. Not sure right now, David Decker, about a Friday show. Like I said, man, I typically don't do a lot of Fridays and want to get back on my normal schedule. All right. So TBD on that, but regardless, y'all know we got you locked in here, man. We did get something on last Friday, all right? So either way, y'all know I got you in for sure. We're going to keep this content rolling. That's the other part of it, baby. But either way, appreciate you again. Y'all stay safe out there. And until next time, baby. Peace.